next 3 days in 10 key matches. England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland are joined for the first time by the winners of the Netball Europe U17 Challenge event in October last year. A warm welcome to Emirates, who are being promoted into Championship for the first time. It does mean though that on Sunday one team will be relegated to the challenge section, all to play for here this weekend. I'm joined here in commentary today by Joey Maguire. My name's Natalie Pepperell. How are you, Joey?
Great, thanks Natalie.
We have 4 great games for you today, but first up, the first match of the event is Northern Ireland against Emirates. Let's take a quick look at the squads. For Emirates, at goal shooter we have Georgia Allen, goal attack Zoe Stapley, wing attack Chloe Russo, centre Leandri Van Heerden, wing defence Libby Borley, goal defence Nicole Sproul, goalkeeper Ava Warren, and on the bench we have Lara Begley, Cassandra Gottschalk, Nidhi Sethi, Ina Shamar and Eva Zickerman. Coach for Emirates is Dev Jones, assistant coach Joanne Walker, team manager Tanya Bertold and primary carer Jacqueline Eli. Northern Ireland goal shooter Orlaith Rogers, goal attack Caitlin Cunningham, wing attack Quiva Shannon, centre Anna O'Keefe, wing defence Ayla Stewart, goal defence Hannah Haycock, goalkeeper Emily McMurty. On the bench we have Beth Brennan, Eva Ramsey, Grianne Sweeney, Holly Galbraith and Tori Scott. For their coach we have Claire Winning, assistant coach Caroline Davis, team manager Nolan Lennon and primary carer Sarah Montgomery. Our umpires are Claire Williams and Kirsty Campbell, and sport umpire is Farah Jora. So we are underway with the first centre pass. What are you expecting to see in this game today, Jerry?
Yeah, it's normal at the beginning of the first game of any tournament. There's bound to be a few nerves. It's the first run out for these young players, many of them for the first time in international netball. So it's just at this point where it's settling the nerves, sticking to game plan. We might see we're looking for some of the more experienced players who have, run out before at Netball Europe competitions, just to settle their teams and lead from the front.
Fabulous, and already we're seeing Northern Ireland in control of the ball. What's the nerves like at this time? We've seen the first shot missed. Is it quite a nervous environment to be in?
Yeah, I would expect a lot of nerves in these young players today. First time playing on a national dress to represent your country is a huge, huge aura. It comes with a lot of responsibility.
Another turnover there by Emirates. Bringing the ball down nice and quickly, but just hands in the way by Northern Ireland. A lovely nice high shot there from the goal shooter. Takes us to 1-1.
Yeah, Emirates showing good composure there, bringing the ball through the court. Lovely tip by the Northern Ireland goal defence.
It's quite a height mismatch there in that circle, isn't there?
Yeah, there is indeed.
Is it beneficial to have tall shooters?
Yeah, it seems to be the way of netball now, Nat. You've got a lot of tall shooters and keepers at either end of the court. Certainly is beneficial, to get that height advantage in there is certainly a bonus to any team.
Emirates back in control of the ball. Lots of strong arms over there by Northern Ireland, putting on a lot of pressure. She's just holding that play a little bit. Nice quick release there by the centre.
Another really composed shot there from Georgia Allen. She's really got her eye in very quickly in this game, which is great benefit for the Emirates.
Contact call there outside the circle means inside the circle. Will she go for the long shot?
Looking for a little triangle ball in and out from use of her wing attack. it's nice to see both teams settling now onto the shots and bringing the ball through court.
Yeah, confident shooting there by Ole. Both defensive circles, though, coming out with some really good interceptions, running hard on the line of the ball, aren't they?
Yeah, that was a really good take by Ava Warren for Emirates at the goalkeeper position. Really kept her eye on the ball and a clean take, and actually now Emirates are on the attack. Looking for that long feed in again, under the post to George Allen. A lovely goal yet again.
Interesting 4-2 already. So we saw in the last time that we saw Northern Ireland at the Netball Europe was actually 2 years ago, because it was snowed off last year because of the beast from the east.
Yeah, it seems quite a while since we've seen some of these teams in action.
Emirates, however, competing in the challenge section last year, won all of their games.
Yeah, they had some really wide score lines last year, really dominating that competition and earning their spot here in Huddersfield this weekend, and they've certainly started off strong at it, putting their mark in the competition.
Emirates seem to be forcing the long ball over by that box defence, which Scotland are quite well known for, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a bit of a trademark. But it was nice, calm composure by the Northern Ireland attack there, just to swing the ball and place it in at the right time rather than forcing that pass.
Northern Ireland defence through court is quite strong, forcing a lot of turnover ball.
Yeah, they're very consistent in that approach. They've got good hands over. They are getting a lot of tips, and it's just a matter of time till they actually have a clean steal here.
And how much is that game plan? Do you think they'll have looked at the fact they've got a tall shooter and focused on that early turn? Or
Absolutely, you have to put pressure through court when you've got someone strong, tall and dominant under the post. Then you're trying to force the pass, a high pass in, to give the defence, circle defence, time to go and steal ball.
Zoe Stately, the captain for Emirates, sinks another one, takes us to 6-3, commanding lead early in the first quarter, but still lots of time and all to play for.
And again, great defensive pressure there from the Emirates players, all sticking to plan and forcing a held ball from Northern Ireland.
Nice straight line through court. Interesting there, coach is Deb Jones. Deb Jones used to be an England international. How much do you think this is seeing quite an English style of play, or do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure it has. It has to have an influence. You know, she has come through that system herself, so you know that will be what she knows. But I'm sure they're putting their own little twist on it. The speed of release of ball is really, really key here. They are letting that first-time ball go. Some great ball handling skills, especially by the captain there. She's got a lovely take. Quick turning the ball again.
It's a really high shot, which means that if it doesn't go in, when you've got a goal shooter the size of Georgia Allen, you can get those rebounds.
And that gives her the confidence to try the long shot, because she knows she's got back up into post.
And we're breaking at the centre pass. That's a bit of a coach killer, isn't it?
It is, and I'm sure that's just nerves. You know, Northern Ireland really keen to win this ball back. They can see that gap opening up. We're now at 3-8. They won't want to let this get pushed out any further, and that was just a bit too eager to get the ball.
Oh, great tip there by Ayla Stewart. Leandri van Heerden feeding that circle really well at the moment.
Yeah, and we just see again that long shot being taken by Zoe Stapley, scooped up again by George Allen, but not able to convert this time. So Northern Ireland have an opportunity to bring the ball through court.
Some good contests here for under-17s at, you know, quite a young age group, and they're not given an inch, are they? Running hard on every ball.
I think you just read my mind there. I'm really impressed by that man-on-man contest. That's what we want to see. You know, they've got great role models at international senior level, and they're obviously, you know, really looking at that hard and thinking run hard on every player, make the game really, really tough for them.
Georgia Allen, the goal shooter for Emirates, her favourite player is Jo Harton.
Oh, that's not a bad role model to have.
She certainly moves as well as does a good front hold, so it's definitely Jo Harton.
Yeah. And just too much in that pass, trying to just feed the ball into pocket, but a turnover again for Emirates.
Just over halfway through this first quarter, 5 goals in it at the moment. Do you think the coaches will change anything up at quarter time, or do you think it's just nerves?
I think it's just nerves, you know. I would hope they'd maybe give their players time to settle. They've put these 7 players out on court because they believe that's their, at this point, their strongest starting 7 today, so might be time just to let the nerves settle a bit, have a chat. Might be some top tips they can give them to change their own game now they know who they're up against, so we'll see what the coach's call on that one is.
Good turnover by Emily McMurtry back in the goalkeeper position. Now Northern Ireland need to see if they can convert this through to a goal, just to narrow that gap.
And the footwork called there. I'd be disappointed with that. Those basic errors just are high cost turnovers.
Another good pressure there by Ayla Stewart in the wing defence position for Northern Ireland. She's got a very long reach.
She has indeed.
Such a good battle going on now between Emily McMurtry and Georgia Allen there at the back.
Yeah, she's not. I think she's got her eye on now McMurtry. She's taken the last 2 balls that have been fed, so it's now about can Georgia Allen change her game up.
Much more patient play there by Northern Ireland, just moving the ball around a little bit more to get it in.
Yeah, a little bit calmer, good timing in the moves there, good read-offs from each other. They'll be happy with that move through, and the goal scored. We're now at Northern Ireland 5, Emirates 9.
Another turnover there for Northern Ireland, again just needing to take this one through to a goal.
And just a messy pass there, just that, again, that eager anticipation to get the ball down too quickly. And they've been punished quite heavily for that. I'm sure that's something the coaching team will be talking to them about at quarter time.
Yeah, it must be frustrating because they've got quite a few turnovers now and just struggling to get it through court. But credit then to Emirates in terms of their defensive pressure, not just letting the ball sail through.
And that's a lovely feed. It was a really nice pass from Georgia Allen and close there to our captain Zoe Stapley, and they converted the goal. Nice screen set up there, well spotted, but just took her out just a little bit further than she wanted to go. Let's see if we can get the long shot, and lovely conversion there.
Both shooters shooting really well at the moment.
They are. Yeah, we should have quite high percentage shots here coming through on the stats at quarter time.
Contact call there on Hannah Haycock. But recovered well to come back and make the turnover. Northern Ireland ball. Another turnover, another chance to take it through to a goal. Just couldn't quite pull that one in. It was a nice drive, a nice diagonal drive through the court.
Yeah, it was a lovely drive and right through the centre of the court. Just another basic error pulled up by the umpires here. So Northern Ireland will be looking to tidy that up because they are forcing the pressure. It's great cover again by McMurtry.
The defensive duo at the back are doing a great job, aren't they?
Absolutely, against 2 really strong shooters.
And again, credit to the the wing defence of Ayla and Anna O'Keefe out the front, centre, putting pressure on the ball coming through, because that also helps your back defence, doesn't it?
Absolutely. In the last few conversions we've seen, it's because a long ball has come in, so it's given the defence of the circle defence time to sight the ball.
Just a little too much on that one. More space there found by Northern Ireland, bringing the ball through. Luckily rolls back into green hands. Finds that space open up at the back.
She'll be disappointed with that miss after the hard work to get the ball to her in the circle, but we see Emirates on the attack again through court.
Anna O'Keefe takes a tumble, but she's back on her feet. That long ball and back space has come in a couple of times, hasn't it?
It has, and that Northern Ireland defence have got their eye on it. That was quite a lucky one. It needed a little bit more on it. It just scraped through.
I think it just shows, doesn't it, the work rate of your defence out in front if they stop the players from hitting circle edge. That makes it more tricky, does it?
Far more tricky, yeah, and it's great sort of teamwork. You need that full court defence, full court attack. It's not just the jobs of anyone with a D in the bib to defend in this game.
5 seconds left to get this ball through the net. Wow. So, big first quarter, 11 goals to Emirates, 7 goals to Northern Ireland. Is that what you expected to see in this first quarter of the game?
Not quite sure what I expected, because there is a lot of unknowns here, Nat, but really great start by Emirates. I think the coaching team will be pleased with that. They have had a lot of errors creeping in, kind of in a game of two halves. I think Northern Ireland have finished stronger than they started.
Just going to take a look at some of the replays for you. What do you think are the biggest differences that we're seeing on court between the two teams at the moment?
I think both teams have struggled, and particularly with the height in the circle, they've had taken their time to get their eye in. And I think it's just been a case of settling and sticking to game plan. Teams maybe at this young age group do get drawn into the other team's style or play too quickly. So it's again about refocusing. What have you actually set out to do as a full team, as a unit, as an individual? And that's the coaching team's job just now, to refocus, stick to game plan, use your strengths.
So if you were Claire at the moment, coach of the Northern Ireland team, what would you be saying to your squad at quarter time? I
think all credit to the positive start that the team came out. They've actually put their mark on European netball at this level, so congratulating them on that. And to refocus again, they have allowed that Northern Ireland defence to put a lot of pressure on them and cause a turnover ball. So really just getting their eye back in the game and sticking to plan.
Both teams in quite deep discussion. They've there's quite a reasonable difference in terms of the score. 4 goals is quite a lot, but over a whole game, it's not that much, right?
No, that's not a big blowout of a score now. That had the potential to go a lot further. We saw it creeping out to a 6-goal gap. Northern Ireland have really worked hard to stop that blowout. They'll be quite happy that they've got their composure back and they've put the pressure back on the Emirates. Be interesting second quarter here.
So we talked briefly that last time we saw Northern Ireland was in 2017, because last year the championship section didn't happen because of the beast from the east, unfortunately. In that competition, Northern Ireland came fourth, but the scores were still quite close. Yeah,
all the scores are quite close, which happens to be the nature of European netball for our home nations. We do put a lot of pressure on throughout the age groups, and there was no massive score difference. In fact, second place came down to a goal difference tally by the background staff due to the draw that had happened. So yeah, there's not a lot between these teams. It comes down to the pressure, who puts more pressure on the day, who keeps the head, who sticks to game plan. can you take the coaching points onto court when you've not got your coach playing on court with you for 15 minutes? A lot of pressure on these young players.
And the pressure this year is even greater, right? Because whoever finishes 5th in this competition next year will take part in the challenge section.
Yeah.
And will have to win that challenge section to come back the following year.
Absolutely, that is a different pressure. It's new for these young players, it's new for the coaching teams. It's not a bad thing, you know, we all have to get used to fighting to stay up and be in a place that you want to be. So yeah, different pressures and different sort of mindset having to come into these champs this year.
And the challenge section is obviously happening next weekend over in Gibraltar, which is also being live streamed, so you lucky netball people can follow that as well. If you want to get in touch with us today, if you use the hashtag NE Under17 Champs, so NEU 17 Champs, let us know what you think, give us any feedback on what you think about the game. We'd love to hear your comments. And we are about to get underway now for the second quarter of the game. We have Emirates in charge of that centre pass. No subs that we are aware of at the moment. If anything comes to light, we will let you know. Are you surprised at that, or is that what you'd expect?
No, I did expect to let the coaches let their team settle. It is only first quarter of a long weekend here, so it would have been surprising potentially if there had been changes, but we'll watch and see what happens over the course of the game. That was a great turnover by McMurty again. She's really taking the pressure on the Emirates shooting team.
What was the problem with that, do you know?
It's been called as a replayed ball because she'd dropped in before you can't pass the ball from the floor, obviously, and she's been called as replayed.
And that's the turnover and the conversion that they were missing in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's exactly the tactic Northern Ireland would have went out to do, and exactly what the Emirates didn't want to do. They wanted to take their first ball to go, but that is a fantastic steal there from the Stewart. She's got her hand really cleanly around the Northern Ireland wing attack and won the ball over.
Nice high feed over.
Yeah, nice shooter to shooter ball. Hard to defend that one. It's a really quick pop pass.
So Northern Ireland broke first, and now Emirates have broken back.
Yeah, back to all square. Good defensive pressure there by Northern Ireland, nearly forcing the held ball.
Georgia Allen shooting just as well in the second as she did in the first. Goal shooter popping out to reduce some of the pressure. Northern Ireland's captain, Caitlin Cunningham, in the goal attack position.
Yeah, not quite happy to take the long shot out there and playing the ball out to her attack, but it's one of those dilemmas. Do you go for the long shot? If you look at the number of passes the Northern Ireland team are having to make now to get this ball back in to take the shot.
Wing attack there, Quiver, Shannon moving the ball around to get past the arms. There's some really good 3-foot marks here on both sides, isn't there?
Yeah, really clean, very, very clean. They've got that skill nailed quite well. We'll see when the tiredness creeps in and the pressure gets higher during the game.
Emirates opting to go back. Real confident play in that shooting circle.
And just a basic handling error there. Murty called for contact as she's backed into Allen, who sinks another one. You can see the confidence rising in this young player right in front of her eyes, Natalie. She's really happy to put every shot up that comes to her hands. Oh, and great defensive pressure there from Northern Ireland.
do have one change to give you in the Emirates team. That's Cassandra Gottschalk has come on to the wing defence position, and Libby Borley has gone to the bench.
Oh, and a fantastic long shot there from Georgia Allen, just proving she's not just going to be a tall player that hangs about under post. She's quite willing, great movement and potting the long shots too.
Bit of a run now for Emirates. How important is it for Northern Ireland to get back on that scoreboard?
Yeah, they have to do something quickly here. So we've got a bit of a blowout. We've got another turnover from Emirates as the feed into the Northern Ireland shooter was just a bit too short. But McMurtis won the ball back for Ireland, Northern Ireland. I think the timing's just off a little bit there. Your shooter's just popping through too soon for the wing attacking centre to feed, but good composure.
Again, Emirates going back. Do you think that's a tactic for them? That's twice now that they've gone back, or?
Seems to be, and I think the wing attack was there. I think she could have taken that pass, but I think the centre had already made her mind up to play that centre pass back.
It's a difficult one to defend, isn't it, for Emily McMurty? 2-on-1.
Absolutely.
Really nice move there from the wing attack, but
and O'Keefe just called for footwork as she tried to scoop that ball up and keep it in Northern Ireland hands, but we see Emirates on the attack again.
And again, Ayla Stewart working really hard to get hands to that ball, just can't quite keep it in.
Yeah, it did well to disrupt the flow, but uncharacteristic miss from Allen there, but she's got a second chance to take the scores again, bringing the score 10 goals to Northern Ireland, 18 to the Emirates, and an Emirates centre pass. Great turnover by Stewart. Again, just forcing that ball in. You just need a little bit of composure, Northern Ireland, on attack.
Yeah, and Quiva Shannon was feeding really well in the first quarter, so that's more of an uncharacteristic feed from her. But do you think that's the pressure of the scoreboard ticking over as well? Does that get in the players' heads?
I think it is, and I think again it's about wanting to do it all at speed rather than taking a breath and having that composure, using your teammates to calmly bring the ball through court. They're just forcing the long ball and it's been taken off them too many times, and someone on court has to make that call to change the play right now.
Very nearly a fly there by Zoe Stapley for Emirates. Nice composure there from Northern Ireland. And that's the feed they wanted, isn't it?
That's exactly what you want. You've got your centre bang on top of circle. No one can defend in front of her, and a lovely feed converted the goal.
So Northern Ireland will be wanting to look after their centre pass now after turning the last one. And they've obviously listened to you, playing it to circle edge, but a great interception there from the back defence running out on it.
It was really well read. She just kept her eye firmly in the ball. Great steal.
Calm triangle.
Yeah, really good angles, good placement of the ball. Really hard to defend when it's put to the right place. And good support again by Stewart in the by Goshart on the transverse line to bring the ball through.
Another turnover by Emily McMurty, knocked it into Hannah Haycock's hands. Me and Northern Ireland are back in possession of the ball. Just a communication error there.
good loud crowd in here today as well, haven't we?
Yeah, it's really good to see the crowds turning up for the first game. It's an early start today. It's nice to see some school children along enjoying the game, hopefully being inspired to keep up their school netball, maybe one day pull on the dress. I'm assuming they're English children, pull on the England Roses dress.
Nice confident shot there by Caitlin, the captain. Just over 5 minutes left of this quarter. The gap's now 8. Northern Ireland will be hoping to reduce that a little bit before going into the half-time break.
And that was a lovely feed, but just Alan not able to hang on to that ball. Called for footwork on court.
Interesting setup as well there by the Emirates. They're non-ball side, generally coming through the court. Why would they do that?
Yeah, it's unusual. I think it's just to give that false sense of security that they're not ball side, maybe relying on their speed to get their feet back round and come in for the clean take.
Just another handling error creeping in. Good hustle there.
Yeah, I think Stuart's putting a lot of pressure on Russell. Russell's very fast. She's a really speedy wing attack, but Stuart has, in the last couple of centre passes, has taken her out the game now. That's why the ball is going back for Emirates.
Yeah, and she's not afraid to contest for that ball either, is she?
No, she's very brave and going for every ball. Again, that timing, the shooter just there too soon. Just needs a quick word from the centre just to say hold back a little bit and drive fast onto the ball at the last second.
Such a calm shot though by Olathe as well.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice.
Nice and composed.
Pass number 6 or 7 and we're still not out of the defensive third, but Emirates trying to keep composed and swing the ball from side. That's a better ball through court to the centre.
Yeah, and if they're keeping the mauler quite high and there's lots of defenders there, then how do you get over that? So if you put all the defence quite high.
Yeah, we need to look at that long ball through. You know, that high defence puts the pressure on the short ball, so look to have a long ball going over that tight defensive unit to push through.
So that shot now makes it 21 goals to Emirates and 13 goals to Northern Ireland. So we've pushed out to an 8-goal lead now, but turnover ball to Northern Ireland. They'll really want to convert this one now.
Yeah, we're down to the last few minutes now, and Northern Ireland will certainly look to put a few more goals on the board to keep themselves in this game.
Really nice screen there by the captain for Northern Ireland. Frees up Olathe for a beautiful shot. Northern Ireland back in control of the ball. Strong double defence there from Emirates, but unfortunately for them, call for contact.
Yeah, and this circle defence, the Emirates just keeping really, really tight on the Northern Ireland shooters and keeping them away from the ball, just forcing the errors and the feed in.
You see that pressure again, trying to hold them up the court. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. And that was the right thing to try because they couldn't get the short ball out. They've gone for the long ball. It's exactly what Northern Ireland are hoping they'll do. Great take, great win for them.
Another chance for Northern Ireland to just eat into that gap now.
Yeah. And Cunningham just forced to take the long shot there and not able to convert it, so back in Emirate hands.
3 Northern Ireland players all over that ball. They're working hard for this game.
Yeah, there should have been somewhere, another 2 players free somewhere.
And that's ultimately what happens, right? If you get the turnover from the pressure. It's just unfortunate that it's gone back again.
Yep. And another nice long shot from Georgia Allen brings the score to Northern Ireland 15, Emirates 22, and a Northern Ireland centre pass.
So they've got 20 seconds now to score.
Yeah, and a basic error there. We're going to have the wing defence breaking the line, so fighting hard to bring the ball back. They'll be really looking to convert this one.
Just pressure from Emirates.
Yeah, good pressure from Warren. A great long ball out.
And that's what you want from your captain, just to disrupt that.
Absolutely.
Fantastic second quarter. So that sees the score now 22 to Emirates and 15 to Northern Ireland. Great quarter. Any differences from the first quarter?
Actually, I feel really similar. Emirates started off really strong again. Northern Ireland came back into the game in the second half of this quarter yet again. We've got another 3-goal difference but in the quarter, so 4 goals up in the first quarter, added on another 3, so very similar scoreline quarter on quarter, but it's just starting to push out a little bit. It's still there for Northern Ireland to come back. Emirates will want to keep pushing on, so it's going to be a really interesting second half.
Yeah, and as we said before, this score is hugely important moving forward into the rest of the competition, right?
100%. You know, this is huge pressure, and as this game goes on, if Emirates are still in control, the pressure on Northern Ireland really will mount really high, because they know they're then up against it for the rest of the tournament. They have to win all the rest of their games to stay out of trouble.
Emirates have another game today against Scotland at 7 o'clock, so just if they come out with the win, I'm not saying that they will do, 7 goals we know is not a lot, but if they came out with the win, does that take the pressure off a little bit going into their second game?
Possibly, but I think they need to go out and nail it again and not just make this a one-game wonder. They want to go out and show this is our style of netball. We are competing. We're not able to just do it in one game. We can do it consistently. So yeah, 2 games is always tough in the one day. Every nation here has that over the weekend. So yeah, it's a tough call today to run out against another big nation this afternoon, but they've got recovery time this afternoon. They'll use that wisely and certainly be looking to come out and put another excellent performance against Scotland.
Looking over at the bench for Northern Ireland, there's lots of bib changes. Is that what you'd expect?
Yeah, I think they have to change something. Yeah, I think they'll have to change something up. They've left the team for the first half now. They are keeping ahead bit by bit, the Emirates, so they have to throw something different out there, so the Emirates have to work out what to do against new players and new combinations now.
So as you can see on your screens today, we've got plenty more games for you, and plenty more over the weekend. At 12 o'clock today we have Scotland versus Wales, which is set to be a corker. Me and Joey would probably disagree on who should win out those ones.
And we're glad we're not commentating on it together.
5 o'clock today we have Wales versus England, and 7 o'clock today, as we previously said, we see Emirates again running out against Scotland. So that's Scotland and Emirates that have another game today. Saturday, obviously we have another 4 games, and then Sunday another 2 games for you. So lots more action over this weekend, and this is just the start. So for Emirates, we still think that they'd come fighting even if they won this game against the Scotland game.
I think they have to. They've known what every team has known before they've come here, what their schedule is. They'll have prepped with that in mind. What how they use their squad over 2 games in the one day is really important. It might be if they take a significant lead here, not saying that they will, but if they did, they might run some fresh legs out to keep recovery at a premium for players who've started this game, who may start against Scotland later in the day. So a lot of work for the coach and the management team to figure out how to do this. It's a different sort of concept. 2 games in the one day is tough.
So just to bring you some stats, we have amazing help from some of the performance analysts up in the skyscrapers today. Emirates in the first quarter, their goal shooter was sat at 75%. In quarter 2, 92% shooting stats for the goal shooter, which is Georgia Allen. 11 from 12 attempts.
Yeah, and we did comment on her increased confidence. You could see her taking the long shots, and those were sinking obviously as well, so all credit to her. Great stats.
I mean, they're great stats at any level.
Any level,
17
anyone
level.
would bite your hand off for a 95% stat for your shooter.
And then for goal shooter for Northern Ireland, 7 from 10, so 70%, and 10 is still quite a large amount of attempts in quarter one for All Eighth, and then 6 from 7, so 86% in quarter two.
Yeah, you know, that is great stats. I think they need to get more ball to her. They were forced, there was too many errors in bringing the ball through court or feeding the ball off the back line for Northern Ireland, so it will be interesting to see what changes are coming for the third quarter here.
Both goal attacks for Northern Ireland and for Emirates taking less shots. Do you think that's something that they've intended to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's normal. You would expect to see your goal shooter taking a higher percentage of your shot if they're on, if the game's on. You do want to not to be a single shooter game, so you have to have a confident goal attack who can put that ball up and needed and release pressure from the goal shooter. And I think they're doing that probably in a good ratio just now at the moment.
So going into the third quarter, is there anything that you would, if you were coaching either side, what would you be saying to your team, and what potential changes do you think you might want to make?
Yeah, I think for Northern Ireland it's about that calm composure. They have forced the ball too often, in my opinion. I think they can drive it better to circle edge and get a cleaner feed in. They're just forcing that long ball, and Ava Warden has taken a lot of ball as the Emirates goalkeeper. She's a tight on man-to-man marker, and she has good elevation, good reach. She's got long limbs, and she's winning too much ball, so they have to change how they feed that ball in. And I think Emirates are doing right now a great job. I think they are starting off strongly. It's about maintaining that pressure and not allowing the opposition back in, which I think they've done a bit in both quarters so far.
And having another game today for Emirates, would that change your stance as a coach? Would it make you make more changes, do you think, to keep people fresh, or would you keep it the same?
I think it's a tough call. They'll want to close this game out, so they'll want their strongest performing combination on there, but they know their bench more than we do at this point. Over the next couple of games we'll all get to know that and maybe be able to make these calls cleaner of what they have. But certainly, they have got a strong bench. They wouldn't be here with 12 players that they're not willing to use, so it'll be interesting to see what comes.
And we've seen from previous competitions, right, that goal difference can absolutely make a huge difference. So in
100%.
2017, the second, third place came down to goal difference.
Yeah, which is tough, but that's the game, and we all know that. So every management team here wants to put as many goals on the board as possible and stop as few going in against you. So it's tough decisions, but I think they'll be playing it game by game. Right now their heads in the Northern Ireland Emirates game for both these teams here, and they'll move on to the next game the minute this final whistle blows.
Very interestingly, we've got some multi-talented players in both sides, and actually across all the teams. When you read down some of the bios of some of these girls, lots of them play different sports. So Ayla Stewart, for instance, does 800 metres for Northern Ireland and cross-country for Northern Ireland. We've got Beth Brennan, who has played basketball for Northern Ireland and competes internationally at jiu-jitsu. Like, these are multi-talented ladies.
Amazing. And I think it's great at this age that, these young players do a lot of sport. They should try a lot of sport, not just focus solely at age 13, 14, 15 on one sport. We all love it to be netball that they choose ultimately, but the learnings that come from cross sport is invaluable. They bring a different bag to the table if they can do more than just netball.
So for all those aspiring netballers out there, variety is key.
Oh, it's key. Go do your gymnastics, learn your core strength and your balance and your agility, get to athletics and do your speeds, lots of different ball handling from handball, softball, volleyball, basketball, and then we'll take you all when you're all fully skilled.
We are back underway here at Huddersfield with an Emirates centre pass. Emirates looking to push out this score now. Strong drive from the centre to circle edge. And very interestingly, we were talking earlier about the amount of shots your goal shooter and your goal attack make, but the Emirates have chosen to change their goal shooter and goal attack to the other way around to how they played in the first half.
Yeah, and that might just be to mix up the thought. I think McMurtry had a really good game against the goal shooters, so maybe it's just to give the Northern Ireland defence something else to think about. and they actually had a really good box out at goal there when the long shot went up. Northern Ireland won the turnover because they boxed out under the post, which was great.
And converted the goal early on.
Unlucky call there against Northern Ireland goal defence. Hannah Haycock, thought she'd got a clean hands round, but called for contact. And a good scoop up there for the miss from Allen by Stapley to convert for Emirates.
That's a nice front hold. That's what they need to do more of, isn't it, in that circle, get that space.
Yeah, the timing was excellent there. It was a really clean pop through. McMurtry nearly got her hands to that cross feed. A really good take by Stapley and converts for Emirates. His current score, Northern Ireland 17, Emirates 25.
Just to bring you some changes for Northern Ireland. We see on at the goal attack position now, Eva Ramsey. Anna O'Keefe has moved from centre to the wing attack position, and Beth Brennan comes on at centre.
Good Northern Ireland defensive pressure here, but really strong moves by Stapley. The ball falls into the hands of Allen, misses the first attempt at goal but has another shot at it. And just short on the shot again there.
A couple of changes as well for Emirates, as we pointed out before. Georgia Allen and Zoe Stapley just doing an interchange of position, with Georgia Allen going out to goal attack and Zoe Stapley going into goal shooter. We see Leandri Van Heerden moving to wing attack from the centre position, and we see Lara Begley coming on at the centre position. So both teams changing their front lineups, and both teams moving their centre to wing attack.
Yeah, interesting.
Eva Ramsey taking control of that circle and scoring again for Northern Ireland.
Haycock just called for distance. She is just creeping in, not keeping the clean 3 feet distance now.
Really good defence by the Emirates at that centre pass. Just seems to be a wall of Emirates players.
Yeah, we just saw the goal defence and wing defence taking off as soon as the whistle went, getting themselves in front of ball. It's a really solid wall of defence.
That was beautiful. So first, second ball, we talked about the timing and the movement of the shooters, but how much is the timing of the movement and also the confidence to release that 1 second ball as opposed to hold on to it for that little bit longer.
And that just comes through success. If you put that ball in, you're confident the first time to let it go and it works, you'll do it again. It's just that build-up of relationship between the combinations and the units, and we've seen quite a bit of it in the first few minutes of this quarter.
And how much do you think is that, players coming on, so Beth Brennan releasing that ball, she's come on at half-time, how much is she going to want to say, this is, I should be on this court starting 7?
Absolutely, this is her chance to own the bib. She'll have been given some coaching tips and asked to do certain things. She's doing it, and if she does it consistently well, then who knows, she might start again later in the next game for Northern Ireland.
And we see that connection again paying off. And again, the release of that first time ball.
Yeah, that certainly a combination that's working. You can see the gap closing, it's back down to 5 goals. And this is when the pressure is coming on the Emirates. Do they feel the power of Northern Ireland coming back at them? I've just seen a ball being fired off the back wall because they're now rushing to get the ball through to convert some shots. So we need a little bit of composure.
Yeah, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because at this level, how much are they physically and in terms of game capacity the same, but actually how much is psychological in terms of the difference in the goals?
Yeah, and potentially not many of them will have experienced this level of pressure. You know, even the fact it has been live streamed around the globe, you know, they will know there's a lot of eyes on them for the first time possibly ever for some of these young players to appear on, you know, any social media out there. So there are a lot of pressures on them. We hope they're enjoying it because that's why they should be here.
Good drive there through the middle. We've just seen a change at goalkeeper for Northern Ireland, hoping that that's not too serious an injury for Emily McMurty.
Yeah, she's had a good game. She certainly has been one of the leaders on court for me.
Another nice goal there from Eva Ramsey coming on again, another player that's come on at half-time and keen to prove her point to be in that starting lineup.
So it's game on.
It is game on, it's getting exciting. Eva Ramsey is only 15 and she has played water polo for Northern Ireland. She's the youngest in the Northern Ireland team.
Amazing, talented young lady. Northern Ireland working hard there when they missed the first shot, really stuck together as a unit to win the ball back.
Now sees us with a 3-goal game and another turnover.
Yeah, great defensive pressure by Northern Ireland there in the centre pass.
So how do Emirates now stop this flow?
Well, they have to get there very, very quickly, do something, you know, someone has to make a call, they have to change up what they're doing, not keep doing what they're doing because right now it's just not working.
Almost feels like a new energy has been pumped into the Northern Ireland team with that run of goals.
And that's what it is, it's just confidence. When the goals go in, the whole team are lifted.
Captain there just resetting before she takes the shot.
And that's really good captaincy. She went, she drove hard for the ball, she scored for her team. You can see and I can hear her from here. She's screaming at her team, encouraging them all the way.
Really, really clever play there by Anna O'Keefe, faking the low ball, giving the lifted once she committed the defence. Feels like the game started all over again now.
It does.
3-second call there.
Yeah, Northern Ireland defence, whole team defence have got their act in gear now. They really are forcing these balls.
It's just everyone ran away from her at that point.
Yeah.
They did such a good job of keeping small balls and then everyone in front ran back. Much better rebounding positioning as well from the Northern Ireland defence now.
They've actually got that now. They've understood where they want to be, where they need Georgia Allen because of her height. They need her further out and take that key pole position from her.
And do you think that's something that they've potentially spoken about at quarter time?
I think that's probably been good coaching team tips when, you know, at quarter time to be told where you need to be. And they're doing it very effectively.
Good strong drive.
That's unfortunate. That was a really good move by Stapley. But she's not phased. Made another couple of really strong ones, taking the ball and converted. So again, strong captaincy, strong leadership.
Oh, and another beautiful drive there by Leandri van Heerden.
Yeah, if anyone out there wants to watch a classic centre pass, replay that point. That was great. Great first phase, great second phase to top of the circle, lovely feed and converted goal.
beautiful from Northern
Yeah,
Ireland
I think
too.
that's just, if you can do it, we can do it too.
Just seeing less of the errors now that we saw in the first half. It's almost like they've just started to settle and we're starting to see what these teams are capable
Yeah,
of.
it's a little bit tidier, and I think the nerves have been blown. They're now in the game. They're now just out there doing what they came here to do and play netball. Just needed a good 2 solid hands on that ball.
That's when you've got to keep that focus, isn't it? To always get 2 hands to it.
Yeah, just it can be too easy just to stretch out with the one hand, but you need 2 safe hands on, pull it in.
Beautiful, beautiful long feed. I think the coaches were probably holding their breath to see whether it would get there, but very confident still to release that.
Great steal and a great feed.
Still a 3-goal game, so both teams scoring off their centre pass at the moment. Oh, beautiful defence.
Really composed defensive play there from Northern Ireland, really keeping their eye on the ball. Making it really tough for Northern Ireland to feed the ball in. She's got great positioning. Nice long vision again from Warren to bring the ball through court.
Just all very on one side coming down the court, and there doesn't seem to be anyone at the moment opening it up in that passive
yeah,
play.
I would agree, and that's probably credit to the Northern Ireland full team defence, but someone has to make that move at a different angle, widen the play.
And that's another turnover for Northern Ireland, so they score this one, it brings us to a 1-goal game.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go.
Goodness.
What an opener.
This is how you come back. Oh. Rolls painfully around the ring.
Love the confidence that she took the long shot, but what a steal.
That was an amazing interception.
Oh, and unfortunately not able to reward that turnover with a goal. So Emirates back in possession, last minute and a half, still 2 goals in it, 29 to Northern Ireland, 31 to Emirates.
Sure, the Emirates coaches will now just want a little bit of composure, just to run, even if it runs out goal for goal, just run this out now without losing the lead.
Yeah, psychologically they have led throughout the game. They want to get into the last quarter with that lead on the board, just to keep the pressure on Northern Ireland.
We haven't really spoken much about the umpires during this game. Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing, yeah. They're here to keep the game safe and in control and keep the players doing their job. So all credit to both Kirsty Campbell and Claire Williams. They're doing a grand job.
They are doing a great job, and the closer it gets, the bigger the atmosphere, the more important that will be.
And we have Natty a 1-goal game.
Oh, off the post. And it's interesting that they're forcing balls with 25 seconds to go, which is quite a long time, right?
That's a long time. That's potentially 2-3 goals in netball, but that's maybe that inexperienced youth just feeling the pressure of converting.
We've got 9 seconds.
Great speed of turnover, great steal, and the Emirates have brought the ball through really quickly to finish the quarter. 3 goals up at 33, Northern Ireland 30.
Wow, 3 goals in it is nothing compared to where we were a minute ago.
Yeah, this is a great game. What an opener, what a spectacle of our sport across Europe. You know, it's great to have this as an opener for the weekend, so keep tuned in. The games are going to be amazing.
And now, you know, they've got a few more minutes now to impart some stuff on their team as coaches, and it's getting so close. As the Emirates coach, what do you now say to your team after coming off after that quarter?
Yeah, and what an experience for the coaching team to be here in the championship section, to be competing, not just compete, to be at this point winning your opening game. So it's as big a test for the management team today for the players.
Okay, going to show you some replays now, some more action from that quarter. So what do Northern Ireland need to do to keep that momentum? Would you change anything? Would you keep it? Stick or twist?
I think I would stick. I think that team who came out in the third quarter have brought it, they did bring it back to within a 1 goal. Quick blowout at the end there. But I think the combinations and the confidence between the units were really strong, and I think I'd give them another crack at it.
Yeah, I mean, they've made a lot of ground in that quarter, haven't they?
They have. They put the pressure back on Emirates, where the pressure, I think, for the first half was fully on Northern Ireland. Potentially in paper, everyone would have expected them to come here and win this game, because we have Emirates new at this level. We would possibly have expected Northern Ireland to not quite dominate, but comfortably maybe win this game, and that's been a shock to the system. So yeah, the pressure was on them to come out and show what they can do. I think they've showed us a good glimpse in the third quarter of what they possibly can bring to the table. But all credit to Emirates, they're doing a great job.
And this just goes to show actually how important this change this year is, that we have that capacity for you in the challenge section to come up and compete
Absolutely.
at the championship section.
Yeah. And we have to understand what that gap is, and the gap is not a lot from what we're seeing on court here at this point. As I said earlier, it's about consistency. Can Emirates maintain this over the course of the weekend, which is what we've seen from Northern Ireland, Scotland, England and Wales consistently. They play out close games over 3 full days. Can Emirates keep this up? Do they have the fitness and the mental capacity to do this over 4 days? We'll see it unfold over the weekend.
And even more important then for them, perhaps, I mean, it's speculation, that they would want to come out with the win in this game, maybe just to take the pressure off.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really important now, and they'll be very, very pleased. They'll be very, very excited now. Can they change that excitement into positive energy to close a game out? That's high pressure. Actually closing a winning game out, even when you've got this leads nothing. This is 1-2 centre passes and it's back to a draw, and the massive pressure's on. So do they have that capacity to do this? We'll see in the next 15 minutes.
And to put you on the spot, if you're the Emirates coach, Deb Jones, stick or twist?
I might put the 2 shooters back to where they were. I think for me that worked a little bit better, but I think the combo she's got out in the third quarter again was good.
All to play for here going into this first game. So later for you, just so you're aware, we have way more games and lots more excitement. If this is anything to go by, we have a cracking weekend of netball planned. You can tune in at 12 o'clock today to see Scotland versus Wales. Last time those two competed in Netball Europe in 2017, it was a draw, and their positioning came down to goal difference. So you're likely to see the same competition that we're seeing here now in that game as well. Really intense, really tight, and full of passion.
Full of passion. Everyone's out there playing with their country name and on their dress and playing with the heart. So it'll be great games for the rest of this weekend. But I'm glad to see my call was made. The goal tango shooter back for the Emirates.
You just need to go over there, Jerry, during the coaching match.
Oh, I've hung those boots that long ago.
Northern Ireland opting to keep their goal attacking goal shooter the same, which worked well for them in the last quarter. Nice feed there by the wing attack, seeing the free player.
Yeah. Just a quick point, it was really good to see the Northern Ireland wing attack staying in the circle edge. If she hadn't been there, you'd have had an Emirates conversion and turnover. So it was really important, even though our shooter was close to post and shooting, she stayed there as backup.
All those decisions are going to count now as well in a 3-goal game. It's work rate comes into it, doesn't it?
I think both coaches now will just be looking for good, clean, fundamental netball. Nothing fancy. Take the ball from A to B simply.
Really good drive into the circle there by Eva Ramsey, and converts the goal.
Really nice, relaxed shot there from Ramsey.
Northern Ireland all sat on the insides, pushing their players wide, just trying to force that long ball. Oh, beautiful run round by the defence, just unlucky there.
Very unlucky. Looks great from this angle, but obviously not.
Well, that's really important as well, isn't it? The umpires have, they have to be in certain positions so that they can see everything, and sometimes what we see is actually not what's happened.
Absolutely. That's why you'll see right now on camera Kirsty Campbell right behind the goal line. She's got a clean view across the circle of all angles.
There's confident shooting from both ends at the moment.
Yeah, looking really calm and composed. That's what you want to see from your shooters.
Oh, beautiful take by the goalkeeper.
Oh. Good fight back there from Georgia Allen to win the ball back, but deemed to have gone out of court, so it's a Northern Ireland ball. So that's actually twice in a row the Northern Ireland goalkeeper has put pressure on that feed. That does change the mindset of the Emirates centre wing attack for putting the ball in.
Placing that ball slightly to the wrong side. Nice quick take there by Northern Ireland. Takes us to a 2-goal game. Again, this is to push out for a 1-goal game. This is going to go down to the wire. You've seen that quite a lot from All-Ace Rogers coming out just to relieve that pressure. It leaves it open as well then, doesn't it? So Eva Ramsey to run into.
Oh, lucky there by Warren, really tried to keep the ball in. Might have been best to let it drop out. That's all part of the learning.
Just a little bit of discipline needed at the moment.
Yeah, it's just that over eagerness to win ball, or just too many little contacts coming in, and they're high cost in there.
But error rate's definitely gone down from the first quarter where we saw quite a few.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, big call. Contact there by the goal attack, so a Northern Ireland ball, and that's what we were talking about, discipline. You know, we've got really good umpires on this court. Even off the ball stuff, you're not going to get away with it. They're going to see it.
You're not going to get away with it. It's part of the game because it impacts the game, and the umpires will call it.
Really nice.
Yeah, really good composure from Northern Ireland, bringing the ball through.
It's really calm, isn't it? They're not forcing ball at the moment, although I don't want to jinx them, touch wood. They're just moving it around, which again makes it really hard as a defensive unit. You've got to keep going on everything and go and go and go and go.
It's hard work, really hard work. And again, that composed shot from Ramsey. We have a draw. 9.5 minutes to go.
36, momentum still definitely with Northern Ireland. We're just seeing a few discipline errors creeping in. And you know, it's not a good call by the umpire there.
Yeah, it's a really good call. I think, you know, the expectation possibly that the attacker will win the call out, but the defender came through really cleanly to take that and was bumped off the ball. It's a big call.
Yeah, and this is when we were talking before, you know, the umpires are doing a really good job in this game, and this is where they'll be tested to the max, because when it's goal for goal, that's when the crowd are involved, the coaches are involved, the players are involved. There's a lot more body-on-body contest now.
Yeah, and it's great to see. you know, every single player out in this court is working really hard to win the ball for their country.
Beth Brennan just putting a hand out there, asking the team for a bit of calm. Nice composed feed from her.
Lovely feeds, really good placement, good weight on the ball, and a really composed shot. Again, Emirates choosing to play the ball back. Camley bringing it through, and again, great pressure from Northern Ireland, but good composure.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, that's when we talk about discipline, that's one thing, the ball gets forced in, but actually Emirates are just keeping their composure, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, it looks as though they've trained this under pressure. You know, when the pressure's on, use a square ball, a back ball, and they are actually doing this under pressure, which is really impressive at this age.
It's nice calmness by their wing attack, Leandri van Heerden, to move that ball around. But also credit to their back defence for being there as an option. And again, lovely feed there from
Really
Northern
good
Ireland.
vision to see the back ball. It's always tempting to put the quick front ball in, but it's a longer shot, so it's a really good choice.
And it's a really good connection, isn't it, between Beth Brennan and Orlaith Rogers. They just seem to be able to feed those balls just to the
it
space.
looks like a natural connection there.
Good contest there between goal defence, goal attack.
Oh, she was close. Very close.
Georgia Allen still confidently slotting them through the net.
Yeah, that combination of Staker and Allen is strong. Really good backup and support for each other. It's a nice swing of the ball from Northern Ireland. Nice little pop feed over, great reverse time by the goal shooter, Rogers.
Yeah, and even Ramsey doing a lot of work out the front there to facilitate that and make it happen. Good work by the Emirates defence, just moving the ball around, keeping possession. I mean, they're up at the moment, so they don't need to force it down.
And took the chance of the long ball, and it's come off. Again for Allen, who converts, sitting at Emirates 41, Northern Ireland 39. Northern Ireland centre pass.
Really good hold by Orlaith Rogers there, holding the space, not moving too soon, just in time to move into the ball.
Really good timing and good confident weighted feet. Unfortunately, there's no one there in our team to scoop that up, because that was a hard run on for a tip.
And Ayla Stewart's had a great game in turning ball. She's come out with a lot.
Yeah, she has. She's won a lot of balls. She's put a lot of pressure on her opponent. Yeah, so long ball in, just Allen taking the ball off court.
And even when you're contesting for those, you've got to hold your core in, haven't you, and then try and land it.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
It's one of those heart attack balls as a coach there, Matt.
I know, I'm just thinking I'm glad I'm not on the bench. They need to look after this one. It's one of those cliches, isn't it? Take it to goal. Well, you always want to take it to goal. And it's back to a draw.
And a Northern Ireland centre pass, so if we convert this, is this the first time the game they've gone ahead?
Laura Begley's turned around to her players at that centre pass and shout, come on! Everyone trying to fire their team up and keep them going. I mean, heavy legs at this point in time, yeah?
There will be. They've all worked hard, as we've talked about the defensive pressure from both teams, man on man, the whole game. That's hard work. That's a big miss and a great box out by the Emirates defence to steal the ball.
Yeah, really good rebound by Nicole Sproul, and Ben still powering through court as well to be part of the through court play, so really good by her.
And she'll need to recover really quickly from that miss, She knows the importance of that goal at that time. She's got to park it, move on and keep doing her job.
Yeah, and this is where the defence for Northern Ireland have to come out with a magical turnover or keep that pressure on to force one. You can see they're running hard and stuff to try and force that.
They are running hard. It is impressive at 3 minutes to go after a full hour's game. And a great vision to see Georgia Allen free under post there.
Yeah, and really clever play, wasn't it, by the
Yeah.
shooters to set up that back screen.
And that was a big turnover from Emirates back to their centre pass.
Yeah, they're holding on to this game well. Whatever Northern Ireland throw at them, they're coming right back at them, aren't they? No one's giving in on this court.
Good conversion again from Allen, takes them back out to a 2-goal lead. Warren again getting a hand in that. She's been solid all game.
Time called there for Orlace Rogers, which isn't a great thing to see. She seems to be in a little bit of pain, so
yeah, hobbling off there with a bit of a tweak on her ankle, I think.
And considering how well she's been shooting, this probably isn't what you want with 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, it looks like that's a sore one there. She's a bit teary going off court, which is okay.
Oh, unlucky there for Ayla Stewart. But it's enough pressure. Oh my goodness. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, and unlucky there. That was a replayed ball.
I feel nervous for them. They just need to take a breath. The same passes that they were doing before. Calm it down, work the ball. Nice play by Eva Ramsey, sorry. Just playing it round, composing and taking a shot.
Really mature, confident play from Ramsey there, just to convert that ball.
And now the pressure is on Emirates to keep possession and convert. And Northern Ireland just hoping for that magic turnover.
And they've got it.
1 minute 32 seconds to take it through to a goal.
And just a rush of blood there, giving the ball back to Emirates, but again, pressure. Is this pressure, Nat?
This is good. And how great is this to be experiencing this at this level?
Absolutely.
We've got the World Cup coming this year, and a few years' time, these players may well be in the next one.
How amazing!
Oh, big pressure!
Wow, off the bench, first shot sunk. 43-43, and we've got 50 seconds in the clock.
We have Beth Brennan, arms out, telling her team to calm down. Such an important turnover.
Wow, what a steal.
Cassandra Gottschalk, what a time to stand up and get a big centre pass turnover.
Almost a held ball there, great defensive pressure, but again, good composure. Another hand in, Northern Ireland have the ball, back line.
25 seconds. Oh, look after the ball.
And Emirates have won it back yet again.
They've got 17 seconds to win. Ten seconds.
This is a huge ball into Allen. Contact called from the goalkeeper. And she's done it.
Oh my goodness, what an amazing game. All down to a penalty part. I don't even know if she realised it was the last second because she just took it so quickly.
I hope she could shut the crowd out. You could hear a lot of pressure coming from the stands there.
Oh my, if you have watched that, you will be just as amazed at us, at the talent we have seen on display, the passion. What a game. Emirates take the game 44 goals to 43, and I'm sure they'll be delighted to get that win in the bag. And in context of the whole competition, what does that mean?
Wow, this has just blown the competition wide open. there's not a game in this competition that's going to be easy. We've just seen the first one unfold in front of our eyes. All credit to both teams, all players who took the court, the management teams. That is netball pressure, and they've provided an amazing spectacle for our sport.
And what does this mean for Netball Northern Ireland now moving forward for their under-17s for the rest of the competition?
It's tough. The management team have a job in their hands. They probably did not expect that. You know, they have to take them away. They have to refocus. They've got another game coming up very, very quickly. But that is, you know, us heading towards performance sport for these young people. This is what it's going to feel like. So, yeah, it's game on, game now.
We have loads more for you over this weekend. Special thanks to Netball Europe, our sponsors Inspire Sport, Yorkshire and Humberside Netball, QTV Sports, and you for watching at home. 3 more games coming up today. We're back at 12 o'clock to see Scotland take on Wales, and you know, if this is anything to go by, that's going to be another fantastic match. Please come back and join us. My thanks to Jerry for joining me today.
Nat. It's been a pleasure.
And enjoy the next game.
You too.